going on here. You know? Ah! This? Ah! This? Oh, I can't see anything.
Oh my god, did you did something just touch me?
What the What the Yo, this.
They're like, oh god.
This creepy video is enough to give you goosebumps. Check it out. As the adventure kicked off, the cameraman went first. He was clipped onto the zip line with just one shaky carabiner, no backup. To move forward, he had to pull himself hand over hand, while also using his gloved hands to brake and manage his speed. It wasn't automatic or motorized. Your own strength and choices set your pace. Things started off slow as he dragged himself forward, dangling hundreds of feet above the jungle floor, relying only on his arms and a single wire keeping him from the drop. But then, somewhere along the way, he made a crucial mistake.
You sure?
You sure? You sure?
Thinking he didn't need the gloves, he took them off way too early. It's unclear why. Maybe they were uncomfortable, or he thought he didn't need them anymore. But he wasn't at the end yet, and now with bare hands, he couldn't grip the zip line properly or slow himself down. As his speed increased toward the final edge, panic kicked in. You can hear his breathing on the GoPro and feel the strain in his arms as he fights to stay in control. When he reached the platform, he was going too fast to stop safely. In one terrifying move, he jumped, dangling by a clip and rope above a steep drop, completely frozen in fear. The guide rushed over, trying to calm him and encourage him to jump. He finally pushed off the plank and threw himself into the open air. The parachute deployed just in time, opening up above him. He survived, but it's safe to say he won't be doing that again anytime soon. YouTuber Jasko, known for his bold adventures, teams up with his friend Chris for a spooky new challenge. They head deep into a forest that's wrapped in creepy legends, stories of satanic rituals, and demonic energy that still freak out the locals. At first, everything seems normal. They set up camp, get the fire going, and cook a basic meal. But as the fire crackles and the wind picks up, Jasko starts talking about the dark history of the place, and suddenly, things start to feel a little off.
It's clear as day.
Whistle?
Oh, you have a beanie on? It was like...
Well, that's creepy because the next thing I was going to tell you about, it's called the Weeping Children.
With a spirit box in hand, Jasko and Chris head into the woods, hoping to uncover whatever might be behind the creepy legends. But before they can get far, weird noises start echoing all around them.
Is there more to the story?
Bro, I hate this. What's walking around?
Whoa! What the?
Okay, dude. I don't know.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Maybe you shouldn't go alone here.
Creepy, unexplainable noises fill the air, making their skin crawl. Feeling rattled, they rush back to the campsite, hoping the fire will bring some comfort, but that unsettling feeling of being watched just won't go away. Back at camp, Jasko shows Chris a photo he took earlier. At first, it looks normal, but then they notice something strange. A faint beam of light in the background, like a flashlight. It's subtle, but enough to make them wonder, are they really out there alone?
Look at that. Right there in the middle. That's a light. That's not the moon, because the moon is right up there. It's behind the branches up there. That was almost level with us, moving from left to right.
Right when I'm trying to sleep. Okay, so the goal is to get some sleep.
Out of nowhere, the camera, which had been quietly recording, drops to the ground as if pushed by an invisible force. The sudden thud jolts Jasko awake. His heart's racing, pounding in his ears as he shoots up, instantly hit with the gut feeling that something isn't right. Not at all.
I'm scared. I don't know if it was footsteps I heard. I don't know what it was, but I think at one point in the night, there was someone outside of my tent.
Trying to shake the fear, Jasko lies back down and starts mindlessly scrolling through his phone to calm his nerves. That's when it happens. A sudden, sharp whistle cuts through the quiet just outside the tent. Gathering all his courage, Jasko steps out alone into the cold, dark woods, determined to find out who or what is out there.
I'm so scared right now, guys. I am so scared. Please, please, please tell me you guys just heard that. Oh.
As he ventures deeper into the forest, the sounds grow louder and more intense. It feels like something is stalking him, lurking just beyond the trees. Could it be the source of that mysterious whistle?
Oh my God. Stick scared the out of me. Okay, that was not a stick. What the was that? Hello? Chris?
I'm really here.
Chris, is that you? Bro, we're like maybe half a... Chris, what are you doing out here? Wait. No. We're in the opposite direction. This isn't Chris. This isn't Chris. This... Ah! Oh, I can't see anything. Oh, where the... I can't... What the is that? What the is down there? Bro, please. Bro, we gotta get out of here. What's going on?
You good?
No, I'm not good.
Fear takes over, and Jasko quickly turns and dashes back to camp. Chris is still in the tent, not realizing how close they were to danger. Without hesitation, they grab their stuff and rush to get out of the forest. With every step, it feels like unseen eyes are tracking them as the darkness closes in behind them. The big question remains, what was really out there that night, and who, or what, was the one whistling outside their tent? James had been living in his van for a couple of years without anything too creepy going down, but one night, that all changed. He had parked in a quiet, remote spot and was just getting settled in for the night when a loud banging noise suddenly woke him up. Freaked out, he pulled back the blinds, only to see a face staring right at him. Totally panicked, he grabbed his camera and started filming. The man outside began muttering under his breath while pacing back and forth. He then scribbled something on the van's window. James stayed on edge, prepared for anything, but the man ended up just lingering there for about half an hour.
they're not working no one. I'm not the third door. I'm not the private race. I'm not a person, it's an English footballer. And now the reason I don't know what I mean is you see when you put on the dead people who you supposed to look.
So I've got some nutter shouting outside van. Look at my shoes on. It's still there, look.
Eventually, the man walked off, leaving James shaken. The only thing keeping him safe was his tinted windows. James stayed up the rest of the night, fully aware that danger was lurking just outside his van.
And I've just sat here probably for about 30 minutes listening to him shouting at van. I was peeking at him through a window and he sounded very threatening. Shocked like that, my heart's still going. Anyway, I ain't getting back to sleep now. So I'm gonna be knackered.
Living the van life might feel liberating, but sometimes it can lead to situations way scarier than you'd ever expect. Matt's channel is full of adventure and camping videos, but in this one, a regular trip suddenly gets risky. Even though the forecast warned of wind, Matt quickly finds out it's way worse than expected, with gusts hitting 65 miles per hour as he fights his way up the hill.
The winds aren't supposed to get heavy until like another 3 or 4 hours. Well, this is insane. This is absolutely horrific. Just check the wind, 65 miles an hour up here. That's what it's all about. Let's go find somewhere.
Determined to camp despite the fierce wind, he battles the strong gusts to get his tent set up for shelter. Once inside, he cooks a meal to fuel up, hoping for a calm and peaceful night ahead.
That's what you need after a bit of a stomp up the hill. Just check the wind outside, currently 60 mile an hour, gusts of 60.
As he eats, the howling wind outside gets even stronger, shaking his tent and making everything feel pretty eerie. One bad gust could blow his shelter away, or worse, send debris crashing right into him.
Let's go out. The gusts are getting more and more frequent. We're rocking around a bit, but pretty solid. Weirdly, I've just checked the weather forecast again, and the winds aren't really supposed to be that strong as they are right now until 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's 9 o'clock now, so yeah.
Later that night, Matt is suddenly shaken awake by the wind, which has grown even stronger, relentlessly beating against his tent. He stays still, taking in the sounds of the storm raging all around.
Rain's on. It's getting quite heavy now. Said there was going to be a weather front. It has arrived. It is kicking off out there.
Even with the intense weather, his tent holds strong. By 8 a.m., Matt wakes up to find it completely intact. He made it through the night safe and sound. Exploring with Angelo, a channel led by the fearless adventurer, is known for venturing into some of the world's most haunting and mysterious places. In this episode, he journeys deep into a remote forest that locals strongly advise staying away from after sunset, a place notorious for its Skinwalker legends. These tales are well known in the area, and most people won't risk entering once night falls. But Angelo decides to do just that, camp overnight alone in the heart of the forest. The date is December 20th, 2024. After trekking through snowy terrain, he feels accomplished with how isolated he's become from the outside world. Upon finding an ideal campsite, he quickly sets up camp, builds a fire for light and warmth, and tries to make the area as welcoming as possible. But it won't be long before he starts to question if he's made a serious mistake.
I think this spot is more or less perfect. We can actually
lie right on top of the snow, which is great. I mean, when we're sleeping anyway. All right, let's do this. Okay, actually I think I'm gonna move the tent over here. It's kind of in the way, and then I'll just move it back later when we need it.
After finishing his setup, Angelo settles by the fire, warming his hands and recounting some of the spine-chilling tales associated with the forest. However, as time goes on, the peaceful atmosphere starts to change, slowly giving way to an unsettling feeling that creeps through the woods.
What the hell? Okay, it literally sounded like something just came right towards me. What was that? What was that? What the hell?
Suddenly, distinct footsteps, fast and heavy, echoed through the dark woods, as if something or someone was running straight toward Angelo. Trying to stay calm, Angelo convinced himself it was probably nothing. Maybe an animal, or his imagination running wild. Thankfully, after that unsettling moment, the forest grew quiet again. Sitting close to the fire, Angelo slowly began to relax, until just as he started to forget about the footsteps, a new sound broke the stillness.
Okay. What the hell? Okay, what the hell was that? That was definitely like the weirdest growl or something. I'm still not seeing a single thing.
It might be hard to catch on the first listen, but if you pay close attention, you can hear a low, eerie growl coming from deep within the woods. Still, Angelo tried to stay logical, convincing himself it was just an animal passing by, not interested in him. Yet despite those reassurances, the uneasy feeling in his gut lingered.
But I guess to be expected with the carb reduction. There's the second time I've heard that. You know what? I'm gonna grab the camera. I'm gonna head down there. I think those are just rocks. I thought I saw something over there. Nothing crazy. What the hell was that? Something literally just came at me.
No matter how hard Angelo tried to stay calm and composed, the sounds just wouldn't stop. Yet, he never saw any movement. No glowing eyes, no shifting shadows, nothing. The tension grew unbearable. Although Angelo had come determined to face the night, something deep inside urged him to leave. After several long moments of hesitation, he finally trusted that instinct. He quickly packed up, left the fire burning, and made his way out of the forest, his heart pounding with every step, haunted by the feeling that something was following him. Something in those woods was definitely wrong. Meet Finn Brenton, the adventurer behind the popular YouTube channel Finatic, where he shares his wild journeys from all over the world. In this video, Finn and his friend Jaquan take us on a camping trip in Massachusetts' Freetown State Forest, often called the world's most haunted forest. This eerie woodland is notorious for satanic rituals, tragic events, and numerous documented crimes. On September 2nd, 2023, Finn and Jaquan arrive, parking their car far away since camping is strictly prohibited, forcing them to set up camp in secret. Though it's still daylight, a chilling atmosphere hangs over them as they are keenly aware of the forest's dark past. As they set up their tent, the sun starts to dip below the horizon, and the two friends prepare some food, sharing laughs to keep the mood light, unaware of the terrifying night that lies ahead.
I completely forgot that there's bears out here.
Oh, wait, what?
We're not in Texas. There is like actual plenty of... What? You heard something? Oh my god, did you just, did something just touch me? Like, shine the light that way, shine the actual big light that way.
Don't see anything. Don't see anything.
Oh my god, holy f. Maybe it was just like the tent rubbing up my back. No dude, that's not what that was. There's no way.
The way you're straddling.
While getting their meal ready, strange occurrences start to unsettle both of them. Too scared to investigate, they choose to stay close together inside their tent.
We're tripping out right now. We've heard a few things. One that I thought was a scream, but I'm now thinking it's a fox. Foxes kind of sound like that.
I don't think it was a fox.
Then, from deep within the dark forest, they hear eerie sounds resembling a woman's scream echoing through the trees. Finn and Jaquan decide to end the night, hoping to sleep despite the tension. After lying awake most of the night feeling uneasy, they wait for dawn and try to distract themselves with breakfast as the sun rises. But the strange noises continue.
What is making that sound?
It sounds like a part. Okay, it got a little bit creepier because now we have this on top, so you really cannot see out of the tent. Bro, why does it sound like someone is crying? I'm out. I don't know what to do because I'm not doing that. That'll forever be a no from me. Yeah, walking out of there took so unbelievably long. Oh, that night.
Exhausted and overwhelmed, they reach their breaking point and decide to pack up and leave the forest as quickly as possible, deeply disturbed by their night in Freetown State Forest and vowing never to come back. On January 21st, 2024, Chris, a well-known YouTuber famous for exploring haunted locations, embarked on a new chilling adventure. This time, he ventured into the notorious Puke Forest, one of America's most haunted woods. Undaunted and alone, he set up camp near an abandoned farmhouse owned by fellow YouTuber CJ. As darkness fell, Chris arrived at the thick, ominous forest, the perfect setting for his latest eerie investigation. He began exploring the farmhouse, hoping to make contact with any spirits that might still be there. But then, something creepy happened.
Did you make a noise? Do you enjoy me being here with you? So, I don't know, just very uncomfortable, you know? Ooh! Shut the up. Shut up. Shut up.
A door suddenly slammed shut even though Chris had left it wide open. There was no wind, no draft, nothing that could explain it.
What the hell is going on in the house right now? I'm gonna be all alone in my tent, so feel free to come bother me tonight. Keep me company.
Unease gripped him, but he pushed through the fear and kept going. Chris headed upstairs, certain the noise had come from above, but what happened next caught him completely off guard.
What the What the Yo, this place.
Please don't stop.
Yeah, I'm not stopping. I'm out of here. This place, dude. This place.
A blood-curdling scream shattered the silence, sending Chris into a panic. Terrified, he ran outside and sprinted back to his tent, desperate to find some sense of safety. But the horrors of the night were just beginning.
Alright, guys. Take it back on for a sec. Your boy is not doing this again. Is that just my imagination? Or did something just happen over there? Did you guys hear that? It was like someone almost poked the front of the tent.
He kept hearing scratching, whispers, and leaves rustling close by, keeping him on edge. Eventually, he dozed off from sheer exhaustion, but it didn't last. He was abruptly woken up by new sounds, this time just outside his tent.
Car alarm.
The eerie feeling of being watched was impossible to ignore. Confused and unsettled, Chris stepped out of the tent to confront whatever was making the noise, but he had no idea that choice might come with serious consequences.
Call it a foul, call it whatever you want. I'm gonna pack my and go, so. What was that? Get in the car. I'm done. I'm done.
Finally, overwhelmed by fear, Chris decided he'd had enough. He made a run for his truck and drove off, tearing out of the haunted woods as fast as he could. Though he made it out safely, one question still lingers. What haunted him that night? Exploring with Bear is famous for its adrenaline-pumping urban adventures and ghost hunts, often in abandoned places and late-night investigations. In this episode, Bear teams up with Doug from Fear Fanatics and their friend Pam to take on the controversial Randonautica app. They set out at 3 a.m., the so-called witching hour, hoping to uncover something mysterious. Using the app, which generates coordinates based on their mental focus, they follow the directions to a bridge over a river.
This adventure, I have traveled to Cincinnati, Ohio, to meet up with Doug from Fear Fanatics and Pam to try the app Rando.
At first, the area seems pretty harmless, even though there are warning signs and surveillance cameras around. While checking things out, they spot a toy left on the bridge, abandoned, dirty, and oddly placed. Nearby, they also find strange items like a surgical glove and a tape measure. Nothing feels directly threatening yet, but these clues match their gut feeling that something weird is going on.
Huh.
What is that? Almost look like a
Oh, that's
that's
a tape measure.
a tape measure?
A little tiny tape measure.
Here's a surgical glove.
Ooh, surgical glove.
This is pretty cool, dude.
Creepy. That was the intent. Creepy.
That is creepy.
The first spot was just a warm-up. Their next stop is a quiet public park where they stumble on something even more unsettling, a sticker hidden under a light post. The sticker has a cryptic, dark message reflecting on the banality of evil and how people deny the dullness of pain. The words, credited to an artist, feel strangely purposeful given the setting.
I was looking down, and then I saw the sticker, and I said, what is that?
Read it, bro. It's kind of strange.
Wait, I gotta get good light on it. Okay.
As their search for the unknown continues, the group grows more and more uneasy. It's their third and final stop where things get dangerous. Following the coordinates, they head into the woods near a rundown building. What looks like an abandoned outbuilding at first soon shows signs of recent use. Pot blankets, trash, dog bowls, all pointing to someone having been there not long ago. Then they notice a faint light coming from inside, making the whole situation even more unsettling. At first, they assume the light is a reflection, but then it shifts. Someone is definitely inside. Staying as calm as they can, the team quietly announces themselves, hoping it's just a trespasser or another explorer. When there's no response, the tension grows. They notice bedding on the floor, a flickering light, and scattered gear, all signs that someone has been living there. Suddenly, one of their devices whispers, "Go to the light!" Shortly after, they spot movement behind the building.
And I just heard something coming from behind that camper.
What's inside there?
What is inside there? Man, hey, man. I feel... Hello? We're just shooting a video. Hey! Hold on. Watch. Man, I'm telling you, there is somebody behind that frickin' thing, man. We gotta go. Why ain't they saying nothing? You know? Somebody's obviously here. There's a light. Oh! Come on. Hurry. Go.
What did it say?
It said, be aware of me.
I was scared, and I...
Lock the doors. Lock them. How you lock these suckers?
Were you scared?
Holy smokes.
That was kind of creepy.
Hey, that was scary. That was our intention, was scary.
Yeah, it was.
No more scary intentions, guys.
That was scary.
That was...
It's hard to tell if it was just another Randonautica user or something way more dangerous. But for Bear, that night went from creepy to seriously threatening. Grizzly Gaz explores the woods near Ryan Reservoir, searching for a rumored Druid's altar tied to local legends and occult whispers. Known for his dry wit and rugged solo camping, Gaz is used to eerie night sounds, but this time he faces something far more disturbing than usual wildlife. The video, released on May 4th, 2025, starts lightheartedly as Gaz sets up and plans his route, but as he moves deeper into the forest, the mood slowly changes.
There it is over there.
geese again. The eyes down there. Hello? Hello? Fender, come here. Pigeon.
The trail leads him to a clearing where he finds an abandoned makeshift campsite. Scattered trash, rusted food cans, and leftover fire remains suggest someone had been there recently, either squatting or just passing through. The mess seems deliberately arranged rather than neglected, giving it a strange, performative feel. Soon, he begins to hear unusual, strange noises.
What was that? Did you hear that? Definitely sounded like a tree falling down from over there somewhere.
Snapping branches and soft rustling noises came from just beyond his view. Suddenly, a loud crash rang out near the abandoned area. Too loud for a small animal, especially since the air was still. Despite this, Gaz continued, feeling more uneasy with each step until he finally reached the altar.
There it is. We found it. Ain't working. There we go, look. What's that on top of it? What is that? Oh, do we dare even come in here? Holy Bible. That says the end there. Is it upside down? Why would it be upside down? Is Genesis the first passage of the Bible? I don't know. It's got some scribbling on there. Can't make out what it says. Mary Ann something or other.
The altar was made of large concrete blocks, possibly from a bridge, located in a clearing surrounded by debris and unusual objects. An upside-down Bible was open to Genesis on the slab, with names and dates written inside, one name carefully lettered. The Bible looked old but untouched, which was unsettling. The inverted religious text in an isolated area, combined with silence, created a heavy atmosphere. It didn't seem like vandalism or a prank, but something ritualistic and intentional, meant to be noticed. Gaz realized staying might be unwise. As he left, he briefly wondered if the altar was just a local legend taken too far, but nothing suggested a prank. It felt like a message he had stumbled upon. On his way back, he saw brief movements in the distance and felt the woods heavier and quieter since visiting the altar. No loud noises or supernatural events occurred, but the air felt denser. By the end of the night, Gaz questioned whether the site was related to Druid rituals, modern occult practices, or an elaborate prank. This clip comes from John, an avid biker and outdoorsman who runs the YouTube channel Gel Builder, where he shares his solo, off-the-grid adventures. In this video, he's heading out on a stealth camping trip deep in the forest, looking for a quiet, hidden escape far from civilization. It's the night of May 28, 2023, and John carefully picks a secluded spot, making sure to arrive under the cover of darkness to keep his location completely secret.
To a secret stealth location. This is a little bit different. This will be done in the middle of the night. Crazy stuff. It's a top secret location. Alright, and here we are. This is it.
As usual, he kept his destination completely off the map to protect its secrecy. After making his way through the woods and getting his camp set up, he lit a small fire and settled in, hoping for a quiet, peaceful night under the stars. John sat by the fire with a cup of tea, soaking in the stillness around him. As the flames faded and the last bit of warmth hung in the air, he figured it was time to turn in and crawled into his tent. But the peace didn't last.
It's just the sounds of the forest here. It's really, really nice. This flame's almost out. That means it's almost bedtime. Still some heat coming out from this, eh? This is fantastic. Anywho, that's it. Let's hit the hay and have a good night's rest.
In the middle of the night, John was suddenly jolted awake by the sound of a splash, sharp and unexpected, like something had been tossed into the nearby water.
Honestly, once again, in the middle of the night, some guy comes along and confronts me here at my stealth camping location. I could hear a rock splashing in the pool nearby. I thought it was maybe just a stick falling. And then I heard another splosh, something else. I thought another branch or something fell. Didn't think too much more of it. And then a light flashed across my tent. And I'm inside the tent, and then I hear footsteps walking by, and this person's not making any sound, and is approaching.
At first, John thought the splash was just a branch falling into the water, but then another splash came, and things got way more unsettling. A light suddenly swept across his tent, and moments later, he heard footsteps crunching nearby. Someone, or something, was standing close to his bike. Tense and alert, John called out, but got no answer. Summoning his courage, he unzipped the tent to take a look, and as soon as he did, whoever it was bolted into the dark forest without a sound. It seemed like they might have been trying to steal his bike, but ran off when they realized John was awake. No harm was done, but the whole encounter left him pretty shaken. In this video, Jasko is taking on something seriously creepy. A forest surrounded by spooky local legends. People in town whisper about satanic rituals and weird, demonic stuff that supposedly haunts the place. Jasko's not going in alone though. His good friend Benjamin is tagging along for the ride. As the rain starts pouring and night settles in, they pitch a tent and try to get comfortable. That's when Jasko pulls out a letter from a viewer, someone who's actually been to this forest before. And that's when things start to get weird. The vibe shifts, the tension builds, and soon, unexplainable things begin to happen.
Set up the campfire, we were laughing nervously, but it felt as if something or someone was watching us the entire time. Bro, I'm actually scared right now. Like, this is actually horrifying.
Yeah.
You guys might not be able to hear what we're hearing right now. You see anything?
Suddenly, a strange noise echoes just outside the tent. It sounds like footsteps, or maybe something even worse, and it's getting closer. They try to stay calm and keep reading the letter, but the tension is thick. Something's not right, you can feel it. And then, the night takes a dark, sinister turn.
What's going on here? You know? Oh! The f was that? Who's there?
Frozen with fear, they don't even think about going outside. They try to reassure each other, chalking the noises up to the weather. But deep down, they both know it's probably something much darker. Eventually, they crawl into their sleeping bags, hoping to get some sleep, but that doesn't last long.
What? Somebody just hit the tent. Who's there? Who's there?
Just minutes later, they're jolted awake by something brushing up against the tent. Whatever, or whoever, is out there isn't finished with them. The guys are shaken, fear creeping in like the cold night air. Then comes the most chilling moment yet. Footage from the external camera picks up eerie sounds and strange activity, including the unmistakable sound of someone clearing their throat right outside the tent.
Guys, I have to be quiet right now, but there is someone walking around our tent. That was a voice. That was a man's voice. Should we say something?
Who's there? We're not looking for any company.
They finally work up the courage to leave the tent and face whatever's out there, but it's a decision they'll soon regret.
All right, Ben, I'll be right back, okay?
All right, brother. Good luck.
Who's out there? Hello? Hello? Something in that direction, bro, I'm telling you. Something or someone. What did you hear?
I don't know, like someone was grabbing the zipper of the door right there.
What the do you want?
Panicked and terrified, the two friends bolt from the campsite, leaving all their gear behind. 2 days later, Jasko comes back alone to grab their stuff, and what he discovers is seriously disturbing.
When we saw our campsite, we noticed that it was completely destroyed. Not only was it destroyed, but our tent had holes in it, as if someone was cutting or gashing holes into the tent for whatever reason. And all in all, it was just a very unsafe.
The tent was torn up with deep cuts, like it had been slashed with a knife. It's clear now they weren't just being frightened for fun. Someone, possibly a dangerous person, was actually following them. But what was their goal? Just to scare them? Or was there something worse planned? What's Not to Hike usually focuses on hiking, camping, and outdoor adventures across the UK and Europe, not paranormal topics. But during a late October trip to Scotland's Galloway Forest, a simple collaboration with fellow YouTuber Ben from Adventure Outdoors turned into an experience that clearly unsettled them both. Their plan was to meet up, hike into the remote White Leggy area, and wait out a forecasted storm while filming a Halloween special.
Welcome to Bonnie, Scotland. And if you haven't recognised by now from us coming in, it's we're at a place called White Leggy, Bothy.
Both guys were experienced, logical, and skeptical about anything supernatural. Their main concern as they got closer was the wind, with gusts predicted up to 90 miles per hour because of the storm. They arrived in good spirits, and though the hike was tense, it was manageable. Once inside, they set up their sleeping spots, made some food, and chilled with a few drinks. Despite the cold and the breeze, they handled it just fine.
What's wrong? Looks like the winds have come, although still not as strong as forecast, but it is definitely, it's almost like you feel the storm's on the way.
At first, it felt like just two friends camping during a storm, sharing laughs, checking their gear, and swapping stories. But then things took a strange turn. The first odd event was when a kettle suddenly appeared on the stove, even though the fire wasn't lit. Each assumed the other had placed it there, thinking it was just a simple mistake. Then, things got even weirder. Two saws that had been hanging on the wall were found lying on the floor, with no obvious reason why.
The candle, I think that looks really nice. Down here is the fireplace. Looks like Ben's got the kettle on. We haven't even got the fire on yet. Are you having a cup of tea? I didn't put that on But the fire's not on though. I didn't move that kettle.
Then suddenly the door slammed open with a loud bang, catching them off guard. What made it worse was realizing the door was way too heavy to be blown open by the wind. The creator even tested it by pushing on the door. It didn't budge with normal pressure. Whatever slammed the door wasn't the wind, and it definitely wasn't one of them.
Found the bothy book. You put my glasses on though to blind as a bat. Well done. Absolutely spotless. Hold on a minute. No. I'm out. I'm out of here. No.
After the incident, the camera light and backup battery, both fully charged, started draining for no clear reason. A heavy feeling of being watched settled over them. They decided to stay inside, but the room where the door had slammed didn't feel safe anymore. What started as a fun Halloween prank quickly turned into a real test of their courage. Sleep was nearly impossible, and even though nothing else happened physically, the psychological impact of everything left them both deeply unsettled.
And now my light that's attached to my the cold shoe on the tripod, that was just charged before I started filming tonight, and that's now weird stuff was going on earlier with the saws. 1 minute on the wall, now they're on the floor. I thought that was Ben just winding me up. He thought it was me winding him up. The kettle ended up on top of the stove when the stove wasn't even on. So we're convinced the kettle, we've now convinced ourselves the kettle might have always been on the stove, but we have to look back at the previous footage when we came in to see where it was, but that's terrifying. And I don't even swear, I'm swearing, but I don't. Oh, I think my batteries. See, now this battery's dying as well on this camera, and it's again just being charged in this last like 2 hours or whatever. So something really weird going on. We were going to sleep in this room because it was a bit warmer than the other one, and plus the other one, the doors were rattling.
By morning, they chose to leave. The bathroom itself was well kept, and the location was stunning, but neither wanted to stay another night. Even though they didn't believe in ghosts or spirits, both agreed there was no simple explanation for what happened. The kettle moving, the saws falling, the door slamming, and the battery drain all happened within a short time, and each was caught on camera. This video comes from the YouTube channel Johnny Paranormal. In it, Johnny explores Japan's notorious suicide forest all by himself. While most people go in with others, he decides to venture in solo, right in the middle of the night between midnight and 3 a.m.
Oi, anything out there, it's your last chance, I'm heading out. Make a noise, let me know you're here, so I can say hello. At you.
What we're seeing is the final episode of his 9-part series, capturing his solo adventure through the haunted forest. At first, he seems pretty unfazed, but the night's just getting started. As he heads deeper into the woods, it's hard not to think, that's a long way to run if things take a turn.
Off! Are you kidding? Holy... Something just pulled my backpack. Off. Oh, God. Hold, Johnny, hold. Come down.
Every few steps, he glances back, sure someone's following him. Finally feeling spooked and on edge, he decides to head back and starts the long, uneasy walk back to his car. The Hunting Public is a YouTube channel featuring hunting trips. In this episode from September 25th, 2022, a group of hunters share their experience. Nick and Ted began their day early, hoping to beat others to their hunting spot. After waiting around without any success, they moved to a new location. Later in the afternoon, they headed into a secluded public area, set up their gear, and prepared to patiently wait and observe.
Fly or something in there. Good for him. He's gone.
Little friend.
Just out here living, you know?
L-I-V-I-N. Just the older you do get, people are going to try to tell you what to do. You just got to keep living, man.
L-I-V-I-N.
Yep, Wooderson said that. No leaves sitting on them or nothing. So we jumped up in a tree. Pretty dang high up in a tree.
At first, it seemed like just a calm, typical evening in the woods. But things quickly went south. Rather than seeing any wildlife, they were met with loud yelling and a series of gunshots ringing through the forest. It was tough to figure out exactly what was happening, but the noises were intense and scary. The shouting kept going, full of anger and what sounded like real pain or fear. Then more gunshots rang out, some like handguns, others like rifles. The whole situation felt serious, maybe even violent.
That one sounded like a rifle. That last one, the other one sounded like a hand. That last one, like,
you could make out a few things they were saying. It wasn't good.
Things we won't repeat on here, but it was like blood-curdling screaming. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that. Something not good's going on. Imagine if we would have ended up orbing them on it, how close we would be to that.
We might have been able to see it. That's terrifying.
That is wicked.
Well, hopefully nobody got. Sure sounded like somebody.
Sounds like somebody might have got killed.
The two hunters didn't hang around. They quickly left the area and headed straight to their vehicle to call the police. They reported everything they'd heard, dozens of gunshots, yelling, the sound of cars speeding away, and even gave the exact location where it all happened.
Heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department. Okay. Me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard, which is not uncommon. But then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more ended up happening. And then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt, and we didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring.
In the days that followed, they stayed in contact with the police, hoping for updates. But in the end, the authorities said they couldn't find any evidence, and the case was eventually closed. The Bell Explorers are a duo who love checking out abandoned buildings, haunted forests, and places with weird histories. In this video, they explore the Screaming Woods in Pluckley, Kent, one of the UK's most haunted spots. Locals talk about ghostly figures, eerie whispers, and terrifying screams that echo through the trees at night.
We're back at Pluckley Wood. We've decided to come back because, you know, after last time we was here, we had our encounter, which life out of us, but yeah, it was a bit of a naughty one, wasn't it? But we've come back. We've had a few comments on the video and stuff saying, why did we run away and stuff. I mean, would you run away with pants, you know, like what would you have done, you know? But we've come back and we're going to see if we can get more encounters, and we're going to try our hardest not to run away, and we're going to try and get some kind of footage if anything decides to want to come back or whatever. So we've taken your comments on board, and let's get into it. Right, guys, let's get this done.
See what we can find this time.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. I'm a bit nervous, but I'm quite excited.
Yeah, I must admit.
Because
Be a bit more prepared for it this time.
well, it's definitely jogged our minds a little bit. Now, Deering Woods, aka Screaming Woods.
No camping allowed, yeah. You'd want to camp in this for the night.
Yeah, I wouldn't be camping in it.
Well, they put a lake in the middle, I probably would.
The old fishing rods. Yeah. Well, that's all fun and games, isn't it? God, it's still stodgy though.
Isn't it?
It's still stodgy.
Well, it's firm stodgy, but yeah.
I've got a bit better torch, guys, so hopefully we can get some better footage as well. I've got a bit more power in it. What was that?
Something over there. What's that?
You hear it?
Yeah. Torch is dying a bit.
What was that noise?
Oh.
I can hear someone walking. Joe, this is creeping me out.
I think there's someone walking.
Oh, I just heard a knock again.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Let's just get...
What's that? What's that?
What's that? Cat? No, Joe, we got no. I was over there. Oh,
we're gonna have to chance it, aren't we?
Oh,
that's the car.
Didn't you? Did you see that?
Yeah, there was definitely something there.
I swear, it looked like a person.
It did look like a person, didn't it? Walking across.
I don't want to go that way, Joe.
Not sure what they'd just seen, they kept moving, but the strange occurrences didn't stop.
Our torches are dying.
What was that?
What was that? Is that someone up there?
I can't even see.
No.
People. Not again. We can't do it. We ain't doing this. Which way was it? Sorry.
Something or someone was following them from the shadows, staying just far enough away. But why? What was its intention toward the explorers? They didn't wait to find out and quickly fled the woods. It's possible the whole thing was staged, or maybe there were people nearby trying to scare them. Since it's a well-known spot for strange events, many who visit at night expect to encounter something unusual. Ultimately, we can't be sure what actually happened. All we can do is watch, wonder, and be grateful that nothing serious occurred. A fisherman was out on a regular fishing trip, enjoying the peaceful waters, when something incredible occurred. While reeling in his line, a loud explosion rang out in the distance, followed by a huge plume of smoke rising into the sky. What happened next made the situation even more unsettling. Right after the explosion, a swarm of fish suddenly jumped out of the water in a panic before quickly diving back under the surface. The fishermen stood there, shocked, watching the strange scene unfold. What caused the explosion, and why did the sea life react that way? The mystery remains unsolved. Kevin and Jamie, two avid explorers, decided to try out Randonautica late at night. They set their intention to deja vu and followed the random coordinates straight into a dark, shadowy forest.
We've already picked an intent, and we picked deja vu. We're here, but we've got to go into the woods. What else is new? Okay.
As they made their way along the narrow, muddy trail, eerie sounds echoed all around them. Jamie was sure she saw a flickering light in the distance, but they kept moving forward.
What the hell is that? Oh, it's the bottom of a tree. It's the bottom of a tree.
Oh. What was that?
What was that? You heard that, right?
Yeah. Sounds like there's an owl this way.
Good Lord.
How far is our point? Is it in there or?
It's up a ways.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
I just seen a light.
That sounds like a dog? That sounds like a dog over there.
Then came a chilling realization. They'd been here before. This was the exact spot where they'd faced something terrifying in the past. But despite that, their curiosity pushed them to keep going.
It's the same path. Is that path? Remember with with that little voodoo dolly thing?
Yeah.
That was attached to the tree?
Yeah, I remember that.
Is this it?
It might be.
Oh, good God.
It looks familiar.
They arrived at the precise location the app had directed them to, and there, lying strangely on the ground, was a single light bulb. But the most unsettling part, they weren't alone.
We're on our point.
What?
We're on the point. This is the point. Why is there a light bulb here? There's a light bulb lit up.
Yes?
Somebody's here.
Well, I'm gonna bet.
Well, I'm not going any farther because the farther you go in, the farther you're gonna be on your hands and knees.
Yeah, I am. Did somebody just yell? Ow!
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
One more under. What was that?
Huh? I don't know.
Oh, son of a...
I told you.
Oh my...
A figure stepped out from the trees, clad in a strange costume and holding a weapon. Then, a second one emerged. Panic took hold as Kevin and Jamie bolted in fear. But every time they looked back, the figures seemed to be gaining on them. Their voices echoed through the woods, eerie and chilling, sending shivers down their spines.
What?
She's got somebody with her.
I got my big guy.
Nope. No big guy.
Oh, goodness. I can't see.
What are you doing? Stay there.
Why are you? Oh.
He ain't not stopping.
No. Ow! No, I'm running into limbs. I can't see.
Come on. Oh my God, he's right there. Unlock it so I can throw the in.
I'm trying. They're back there. Why didn't they come out?
As they started the engine and got ready to leave, one of the men stepped in front of the vehicle, silently watching them. Then, in a slow, unsettling motion, he raised his hand and waved. This wasn't just a prank or a coincidence, something far more disturbing was at play. Thankfully, Kevin and Jamie managed to escape unharmed. Though deeply shaken by the eerie encounter, they were safe, leaving behind a chilling memory that blurred the line between curiosity and danger. Darina is known for her exploration videos, but this adventure took a frightening twist. She set out to explore the New Jersey Pine Barrens, a place infamous for its eerie history. Her plan was to enjoy the scenery, document her journey, and investigate abandoned buildings. What she encountered was truly spine-chilling. As she moved through the thick forest, taking in the calm and quiet, she noticed something out of the ordinary. A group of missing person posters was pinned to the trees. At first, she hesitated and used her binoculars to survey the area, but her curiosity soon pushed her to move closer for a better view. As she walked among the posters, a feeling of unease settled over her. Were these genuine or just some cruel prank? She stood there for a moment, absorbing everything, before finally stopping her recording. Later that day, she researched some of the names online, and what started as uneasiness grew into fear. Several of the names were genuine. Was this simply a twisted joke, or had she uncovered something far more sinister? Kevin is an outdoor enthusiast who enjoys camping, hiking, and spending nights in remote forests, sharing his adventures on his channel, Small Plots. His videos are typically calm and enjoyable, but in this particular video, something occurred that left him unsettled throughout the night. He had planned a stealth camping trip in a risky area deep in the woods.
Should be camping where I'm going to camp tonight. It's an incredibly sketchy area, kind of right at the edge of a city neighborhood and an industrial zone with a little bit of light commercial mixed in. You're watching Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. We got about an hour before dark, so I'm moving. I'm going. We're a little behind schedule. It's okay. But probably the less amount of time I'm there, the better, because of the aforementioned, sketchiness.
After a brief hike, he discovered a spot that looked perfect and pitched his tent there.
Tent is set up. It's kind of a big pain in the butt, to be honest. There's rocks in the ground on one side, a big root in the other. Still the best spot around here, especially because I'm really running out of daylight here. Not a ton of time before the sun sets. The best part about this tent setup is there's trees right there that I can easily just hang a ridge line and just easy tarp it. Don't have to figure anything crazy out. I want to do that soon. Any semblance of sun has made way for overcast skies, or, it's just setting. I can see kind of some yellow in the distance, but any clearness in the sky, rather, is completely gone. Total overcast, no drip drops yet, but I can feel it in my bones.
As night descended, he popped open a beer and got comfortable inside his tent, chatting with the camera for a while before turning in. But then things took a strange turn.
Got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. And they're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything. Had to have been a deer. Whew. I saw like movement and this light to my eyes. It must have come like right down a hill here and ran across. Oh man. Oh man. That was 3 feet from me. I don't see any eyes looking back. I don't think. Wait, I just thought I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Between the eerie alarm happening over at the airport and whatever it was that just ran past me about 3-4 feet in front of me, I think it's safe to say I'm a little bit on edge. I'm just sitting here letting my eyes get used to the darkness, scanning. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the quote-unquote horizon. The top of the berm. I don't see anything in the dark. I don't see lights. The only thing that makes me think it wasn't a deer was I didn't hear any crashing before or afterwards. Deer are not like that subtle. And I didn't hear any crashing before it came in. Maybe when I listen to the video I will. But I didn't hear any crashing before or after. I just heard something run past me. I'm sure the camera picked it up. It was like right there. Whew, eerie. Of course my brain keeps going like, what if it was a person? But I don't think a person would be that light on their feet. It was really fast.
Whatever it was, it unsettled him deeply. He couldn't shake the feeling of being unsafe throughout the entire night. He still can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but the strangest part was how quiet it was. Normally, if it were a deer, you'd hear clear footsteps or rustling, yet there was almost no sound at all. That part remains a mystery. Let me know what you think in the comments. Kenny, the adventurous creator behind Kenny of All Trades, documents his love for travel and exploration on YouTube, often from behind the wheel of his trusty camper truck. In this particular video, he embarks on a camping trip to Foothill State Forest in Minnesota, an outing that unexpectedly turns eerie. It's September 14th, 2024, and Kenny, accompanied by his loyal dog Toby, drives deep into the forest searching for the ideal campsite. Eventually, he discovers a quiet, secluded field and begins to set up camp, completely unaware of the strange and unsettling experiences that await him.
Let's check this out, Toby. We got a fire pit. What else do you need for a night of camping? This is gonna work perfect for a single night. I don't have any cell phone service, so I'll text Mandy my GPS coordinates off the Garmin InReach. We got this thing all to ourselves. What do you think, Toby? Yeah. We said we were looking for an epic one-nighter. I think we got a great start. We found a perfect campsite, went for a nice walk in the woods, and now we got this fire. I'm saying this is pretty good, eh?
The evening starts off quietly, with everything calm and undisturbed. As night settles in, Kenny makes a simple dinner and unwinds by the campfire, enjoying the peacefulness and isolation of the forest. At this point, he remains completely unaware of the strange events soon to unfold.
The woods is really loud tonight. I got stuff going on all around me. I'm hearing crashes in the woods over here and crashes over there, and it's probably just something as simple as leaves falling, but in dead silence, everything sounds so much louder. I do got the flashlight out here though, just in case. As I was walking down the steps, my stomach started growling, and it sounded like a person talking for a second. I didn't realize it was my stomach. Oh, it scared the daylights out of me. I'm telling you what, there is just noises all over. Maybe we should go for...
As the forest becomes fully engulfed in darkness, unsettling and eerie sounds begin to echo from the trees. Kenny tries to stay calm, convincing himself it's nothing more than leaves falling or branches snapping. But a persistent sense of unease lingers. Wanting to reassure himself that he's truly alone, he decides to take a short walk around the campsite, leaving Toby safely inside the camper.
I think we'll just go down the road a little ways. I thought I just saw a flash. Man, all kinds of noises. That flash could have been a reflector or something. There is definitely some noise in this woods. We made it back home. Well, I think I'm just gonna sit around the fire for the next 45 minutes and go to bed.
Finding nothing unusual during his walk, Kenny returns to the camper and begins to wind down for the night. But just as he's getting comfortable, a loud bang hits the side of the vehicle. Alarmed, he leaps up and checks outside, only to find nothing but pitch darkness and the unsettling noises of the forest around him.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm laying in bed and it sounds like something is being thrown at the camper. It must be acorns dropping. It's like 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed.
Kenny quickly locks the doors and decides not to step outside. Staying inside the camper through the night, he lies awake for hours, listening to the unsettling noises outside and anxiously waiting for morning. When the first light of day finally filters through the trees, the forest goes quiet once more, but the eerie experiences of the night linger in Kenny's mind, leaving a lasting impression long after he's left the woods behind. The YouTube channel Haunted Finders, run by Tom, focuses on investigating the line between the living and the dead. He is often joined by his friend David, who is familiar with these experiences and supports many of Tom's investigations. In this video, Tom and David return to Sherwood Forest, a place full of folklore and where they had a frightening experience before. On June 26, 2020, they spent hours in the forest using their ghost hunting gear, but most of the evening was quiet with no signs of activity. Just as they were about to head back, sounds began to come from the trees. The quiet forest started to stir, and they realized they might not be alone.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
What the was that? What was it?
Somebody running or...
It wasn't.
Growling or something. It was like that.
That was directly behind me.
Come towards us. What was that?
Owl.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's an owl in the distance. Nothing. That was like a sigh.
Tom and David came seeking paranormal evidence, hoping to capture proof of the other side. But as the strange noises grew louder and more erratic, doubt crept in. They weren't sure if it was something supernatural or something else. Whatever it was, the mood shifted instantly. Both felt a rush of adrenaline, not just from fear, but from realizing the night had taken a very real turn. They came for the thrill of the unknown, and now they had found it.
That was me, that was me, that was me.
No! Not that! The movement to the side of me.
Yeah, that's what I had. But it went like sort of... And then went.
Not that. I just heard movement though on the ground. Like footsteps here.
My ears popping like that.
Hey.
My ears popping. There's something around us now. It's coming closer. Whatever it is, it's coming closer.
Yeah, come on then. Come on, do something else if you're here. Oh. Oh.
Was that? What was that? It sounded like something threw something in the tree.
Yeah, somebody.
It's like it's circling us. It came from this direction then. The camera's gone out of focus. What was that? What the was that? Where am I running towards? Where am I going?
Get back here.
Oh, jeez. David, I don't know where I'm running.
Did you hear that? Sorry.
What was it? It was, I heard like a... like that sort of noise.
I did it. It was right in my ear hole. Oh,
Jesus! I ran towards the noise. I ran towards the noise and then realised where I was running.
It was like Aberlet. Costello then.
Oh my god, that was scary.
Following this disturbing event, the forest grew eerily quiet. Every branch was still, and the night seemed to absorb all sounds. Feeling tired and overwhelmed, Tom and David returned to camp. Fortunately, their fatigue helped them sleep peacefully without more interruptions. Still, lingering questions remained. What had moved through the woods? Was it something supernatural, a wild animal, or something stranger? Moxley, famous for exploring some of the UK's most haunted spots, decided to head back to Lever Park in Rivington, a place that had once scared him off early because of disturbing activity. This time, he wasn't alone. Determined to stay the whole night, he brought his teenage son along, hoping that having him there would help him face whatever was lurking. From the moment they arrived, the forest felt oddly quiet and tense.
Last time I was here, definitely getting followed by people. Yeah, heard all sorts of weird stuff. And then I seen what looked like a big black dog. Many people have said, look, you've seen a big black cat. So yeah, I have brought my son along here tonight with me. So we're gonna go camp out pretty much in the same spot I tried last time. And then just right behind where I'm stood now, I'm gonna put the tent there. We're gonna have something to drink and just watch this sunset. But look at that. How beautiful is that? And this time I will be staying till morning. Right, that's the tent up, all set for the night. And
soon after setting up camp, strange lights started flickering among the trees. They blinked in and out too quickly to track and seemed too deliberate to be random. At first, Moxley tried to brush it off, but the way these lights kept appearing and getting closer made it clear that something was actively trying to interact with them.
There's something shuffling through the trees. My son thought he saw you. I saw somebody watching us, peeking their head around the tree. Can you come and peek your head around the tree for me? Show me that you're here. Maybe this tree right in front of me. We're camping just over there. You might be able to see the light in the tent. Feel free to come over, make your presence known with us. We're going to go watch a movie in a minute. Probably going to go watch a scary movie. So if you want to try and scare us, come over, do something.
What came next was a series of increasingly strange and creepy moments. Soft footsteps circling their tent, faint cries echoing from afar, and a heavy feeling of being watched that hung over them like a thick fog. Even more bizarre were the occasional messages they got through a spirit communication app.
You come forward, come and speak to me. Keep hearing weird noises. We're just trying to relax in the tent. You come and tell me who you are.
The rumors are true.
Get out of here, the rumours are true. What we were talking about it being haunted. Like the Headless bogurt, the Headless Horseman. Can you tell me whereabouts we are?
The app delivered ominous phrases that suggested the local legends were more than just tales. As the night went on, that uneasy feeling of not being alone never went away. At one point, a dark figure showed up in the woods just outside their sight before fading back into the shadows. It didn't act like an animal or another camper. It just stayed silent, watched them, and then disappeared.
My son thought he saw you. I saw somebody watching us, peeking their head around the tree. Can you come and peek your head around the tree for me? Show me that you're here. Maybe this tree right in front of me. Have I got to be wary of the headless bogurt? I've heard he likes to scare people, chase people out here. He likes to play with people. Especially people who come out camping. I've got a tent here tonight. Because I've come out here because of the rumours. And I'd like to hear from the... Scared. I'm not scared. I'm intrigued, but I'm definitely not scared.
I've been here for the past 45 minutes now. Yeah, I'm just listening. And I swear I keep hearing like somebody's walking past. Then they're walking back this way. In the gravel this side, on the sand, the stones. It's not like somebody run past on them.
They made it to morning without any physical harm, but the mental toll of the experience was undeniable. The presence in the woods didn't need to attack. Its constant, silent watching was enough to get under their skin. For Moxley, this wasn't just another haunted campsite. It was proof that some places really are as cursed as the stories say. On May 11th, 2025, this unsettling clip comes from the channel Deer River Wild, run by the Adirondack Hermit, a quiet, off-grid creator known for peaceful, dialogue-free videos. His usual content includes bushcraft, wood stove care, slow cabin building, and long walks through snowy wilderness. But this episode is different. It captures something that unsettled both him and his viewers. The video starts with Hermit setting up trail cameras around his off-grid cabin to record wildlife while he's away. A thin layer of snow covered the ground, and cold winds rustled the trees while he positioned multiple cameras at important spots along the riverbank, trails, and the cabin's entrance. They hoped to capture calm wildlife scenes, like a deer, a fox, or even a rare porcupine passing through. But soon after, a strong windstorm hit the area, with fierce gusts shaking the trees and the cabin, causing several trail cameras to get knocked out of position. When Hermit returned to check the area, he found that much of the footage had been corrupted. Staying calm, he recalibrated and repositioned the cameras to make them more stable and cover a wider area. Soon after, the new recording showed something totally unexpected. While reviewing the footage, he noticed movement on one of the cameras. At first, it looked like just shadows and falling snow, but then a man dressed for cold weather appeared at the edge of the frame, slowly making his way toward the cabin. He didn't knock or seem lost. Instead, he moved with purpose, walking deliberately around the building in a full circle before finally going inside. There were no signs of damage or forced entry, but the man's presence felt deeply unsettling. There are no nearby towns, and casual hikers don't come this far into the woods without a plan. Even if the man saw the trail camera, he made no effort to hide his face. For almost 2 minutes, he stayed on the property, checking out equipment, inspecting the interior, and seemingly deciding what to do next. Later that day, when Hermit went over the footage, his reaction was telling. He stayed calm, without panic or ranting. He started cleaning up the area and carefully repositioned the trail cameras, making sure they were better hidden and reflecting a deeper awareness of what real solitude in the wilderness truly means. Unlike a supernatural encounter or unexplained event, this feels more personal because it actually happened. It took place at a remote cabin, a full day's hike into the forest, where someone entered without permission and moved around freely. There was no theft, vandalism, or confrontation, but the reason behind the intrusion is still a mystery. Nowhere Bound is a YouTube channel known for its peaceful solo overnight trips and calm nature vibes, more about serenity than anything spooky. But in one of his recent videos, things take a subtle turn. It starts off like his usual adventures, at a quiet, scenic arrival, unpacking his gear with care, and his dog Juniper wandering through the leaves. The area only has 4 campsites, and by evening, the other campers have already packed up and left. That's when the peaceful silence starts to shift, less relaxing and more off.
Come on, Juniper, let's go for a little walk. What are you doing, puppy? Yes, I know. She should be on a leash, but it's Juniper, and there's nobody else here, so I think it'll be okay. So this is the whole area behind our campsite, and you could kind of tell that it is a flood area. I mean, when the stream is high, all this debris is piling up on the trees, which could actually help us make a fire.
This is a pretty sweet spot.
It doesn't feel right. Right across from where he's set up, there's this old abandoned building. No one knows what it used to be, but it has this heavy, almost intrusive presence. It's just a few yards from his camper, standing like a dark shape against the tree line. From the beginning, there's this quiet discomfort about being so close to it, and as the sun goes down, that unease only grows stronger. He tries to get a campfire going, but the wood's too wet, and the conditions just aren't working in his favor. Now he's left sitting in near total darkness, with nothing but the occasional forest sounds and soft rustling in the nearby brush to keep him company.
Camping right across the street from that building. The people who were camping just left, but their tent and everything is still set up down there, so I don't know what's going on with them. They may return later tonight, I don't know. But I'm here all alone. The fire was kind of a bust. The wood's just too wet. There wasn't enough hot energy to do the cooking I wanted to do, and I gotta be honest, I'm a little creeped out right now. And this is the first time this has ever happened to me camping. I don't know if it's the building or the quiet or that Juniper is just restless. Once in a while I hear strange animal noises that I've never heard before. I think they're frogs. There's multiple whippoorwills, and I don't hear whippoorwills very often. There's one. So I think I'm just going to have a snack and call it a night. I'm not going to cook anything. I'm not that hungry anyway. Yeah, so although the weather has been beautiful, it's a little creepy right now. And I usually don't get creeped out. But we're going to just get in the camper, hunker down, try to get Juniper to settle down.
Things feel off. Strange sounds, unfamiliar animal calls, and Juniper's acting nervous. He barely sleeps. It's cold, quiet, and every shadow feels wrong. In the morning, everything looks normal, but the other campers are gone without a trace. At the river, it's too quiet. Then Juniper bolts into the woods. She had a little action cam clipped to her harness to capture cute dog footage, but at some point during the night, it came loose, probably while she was chasing something. Despite the thick brush and tricky terrain, he eventually manages to find it, and that's when things start to get really strange.
I had this tiny little camera attached to Juniper's harness, and she ran into the woods and chased something. Sure enough, she knocked this off of her back. I cannot believe I found it. That's a stroke of good luck for today. That is for sure.
The camera was just lying there in the dirt, completely intact, not hidden or buried, almost like someone had purposely set it down. There's nothing blatantly scary in the footage, no jump scares, no clear threat, but the entire trip is wrapped in this low, steady feeling of unease. It's not what you see, it's what you don't. The sense that something might have been there the whole time. That maybe the building wasn't as empty as it looked. Those strange animal sounds weren't animals at all, and that maybe, just maybe, Juniper wasn't chasing a rabbit. Creepy Outdoors, known for diving into the most haunted forests, had a much darker experience than usual. On a quiet day in May 2024, he ventured deep into the woods with his trusty dog. They found an ideal spot to camp and settled in, unaware of what the night had in store. As the sun went down, the forest turned colder, eerily silent, and felt more cut off from the world. He spent the evening by the fire, enjoying the calm, but that peaceful vibe quickly faded.
Creepy Outdoors here. By myself camping, as usual. And I'm a little shook up right now because I heard some strange sounds. Stay here, Mika. Stay here. It sounded like some sort of growling. I'm not sure. I wasn't recording, I was just enjoying my night.
Out of nowhere, strange noises started echoing from deep in the woods. He quickly grabbed his camera, hoping to catch whatever was making those eerie sounds.
Hello? Shh. It's okay. I'm just talking to my dog right now. What the? Mika, stay here. Stay. Come, stay. Stay here, good boy. Good boy, stay, sit down. Hello? What the?
The noises grew louder, creeping closer until they seemed to be coming from all directions. An overwhelming sense of unease set in, like something or someone was closing in.
Dead trees around. Maybe it's... Mika! Oh no. Come on. Mika! Oh no. Mika, come back. This dog is... Come here. What are you doing? Stay here. What's out there, boy? I have no idea what the hell this is. I'm hoping it's like a bear or something just walking by, but there's these banging sounds on both ends. I need to calm down for now. Hello? Is anybody out there?
The silence that followed was almost louder than the noise itself, completely unsettling. Later, the YouTuber opened up about the experience, admitting it was unlike anything he'd ever faced before.
Out of all my camping trip, I've never been this freaked out. Mika, come back. What are you doing? This is not like him. What are you doing? Are you all right? What's going on, bud? Is your paw hurting? Come on back. Come back to the fire. Come. Come on.
His dog's strange behavior only made the tension worse. She was clearly terrified. What could have scared her that badly? His heart raced as he tried to figure it out. Was it just a wild animal or something much more sinister?
No idea what the hell that was. If I hear anything more, I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, this is Creepy Outdoors.
He stuck close to the campfire, doing his best to stay calm. But that night, there were no more updates. Whatever happened next remains a mystery, leaving everyone wondering what was out there just beyond the trees. Creepy Outdoors still pushes forward, exploring the unknown. But this night remains a chilling reminder of the very real fear that hides in the dark. Hills Outdoors is a channel dedicated to camping, run by someone who genuinely enjoys spending time in nature and does it often. His videos are usually peaceful and relaxing, avoiding any spooky incidents or over-the-top drama. But this time, the vibe was different. He camped in a forest, and from the very start of the video, there was something unusual about the location.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday night, and I'm about to do some wild camping. I'm planning on doing something totally different tonight. I'm going to build a shelter and sleep in it. I'm going to do some cooking. I'm going to have a little fire. I'm going to have some beers. Now I'm in a different part of woodland tonight. I've never slept in this part where I'm going. I have been building a bit of a shelter here, over the last 6 months or so. I'm hoping it's still here. I'm hearing noises already. Yeah, I've never stayed in this woodland overnight before, so it's all new to me.
As he kept walking, looking for a good place to set up camp, that uneasy feeling stayed with him.
About halfway. What leaves that are falling off at trees? It's just... Sort your out, Danny, sort your out. Well, this is turning out to be great. Can't remember where I'm going. Just walking down this path in this mud. I'm hearing some right noises. I know, it's all in my head and everything. I've never stayed in these woods before.
Eventually, he found a spot he liked and started getting his shelter ready for the night.
Freaking me out, that is. Hello? Well, I think I know why birds stopped whistling anyway. I heard some, like, in the background. But it's a bit weird, that's like probably a mile or two away. I don't know, I'm probably just freaking sort of thing.
Despite the unsettling noises that made him uneasy, he pushed through and continued building his shelter.
I don't know if you can make that out on camera or not. Just behind me there's some like holly bushes. And you can just see mist coming in. So if it isn't as bad already here. We've got noises, mist is coming in. Oh, I heard a bird at last. Oh, what were I saying? Mist. Oh, damp wood, no fire. Can't cook. We've got some crisp and that's about it. And another 2 beers. Well, as soon as I stop recording, I heard some rustling of these holly bushes. Now there is a lot of squirrels up here. I don't know what to do if I come in contact with a badger. Would a badger get close if I didn't have a fire? I'm not sure I want to be here tonight. I'm a bit freaked out with everything. It's not like me at all, this. I might even leave this shelter here.
Soon, he understood it was wiser not to camp there while feeling so uneasy, knowing the trip wouldn't be peaceful. This video is a strong reminder to trust your instincts. While most animals won't attack without cause, you can never be completely certain. Besides wildlife, there might also be other people around. And honestly, sometimes people can be a bigger danger when you're alone in the wilderness. JP set out on a solo hike through the woods, looking forward to enjoying the tranquility and natural beauty.
Take a slow and easy adventure in some nature. As you can see, I'm walking along a trail here in a section of woods that I found that has trails going in different directions. We're heading towards a lake right now, I believe. All right. Yeah, I think this is some type of lake. It's almost like a very large pond, has some swampy areas to it, but pretty big body of water.
It started quietly with a sense that someone was watching him. Soon after, faint noises echoed through the trees, seemingly trailing his movements.
Thought I heard something. I keep hearing something, and this most recent one was considerably louder, like something heavy. Keeps happening when I'm not recording. I don't know what it could be.
At first, he ignored it, but as he went on, he kept noticing things moving just at the edge of his vision.
Seeing things out of like the corner of my eye, and I don't know what it is. I don't really feel scared, but something seems a bit off. You know that feeling when you feel like you're being watched? That's what I feel like. It feels like there's something or someone watching me, and as far as I know, there's no one out here with me. All right, so possibly we have to go that way. I'm gonna go a little further ahead and see if there's another trail. What is that? I saw what looked to me like something hiding behind a tree, kind of like a dark shadow or dark spot, and went behind the tree, but there's nothing there.
Wanting to make the most of his hike, he kept going despite the disturbing sounds that continued. Then, along a narrow trail, he noticed something up ahead, an isolated camper van parked strangely in the middle of the woods.
There's a camper here. And there's a posted sign. How did that get up here? We've only been walking like ATV hiking trails. All right, I'm gonna turn around and go back to the other way.
There was something unsettling about it, so he didn't risk approaching. Instead, he turned back and retraced his path, choosing to cut his adventure short.
I can't explain what happened. Anyways, though, I think I'm on the right trail to get out of here. And, holy
While recording his outro, he spotted something in the distance. His body tensed, and without warning, he took off running. The camera abruptly stopped recording. What he saw remains a mystery, but one thing's clear: it wasn't human. On May 11th, 2025, the Oklahoma Adventures Channel, well known for its real-life camping journeys and survival cooking in the North American wilderness, shared a new video. What started as a serene outing by a river meant for cooking, relaxing, and practicing basic bushcraft quickly took a disturbing turn when the group stumbled upon something much bigger and potentially threatening concealed in the area.
Aventureros, aquí andamos en los territorios del Patón una vez más. Ya teníamos un buen rato caminando toda la mañana. Nos detuvimos aquí a hacer una comida porque ya hace hambre. Salimos muy temprano de la casa y ni el tiempo de almorzar tuvimos. Pero aquí nos vamos a echar un snack aquí en el territorio del Patón. A ver si no vienen y nos arrebatan
la comida.
La comida.
Vamos a comer.
Vamos, aventureros.
After navigating tough, uneven ground, the group eventually set up their campsite beside a river surrounded by thick vegetation and dense underbrush. They cooked corn, wild mushrooms, peppers, and meat on stones and grills, enjoying the fresh air and sharing lighthearted moments together.
¿Qué pasó, papi? ¿Ya está?
Ya lleva.
Sí, porque ya roja la tripa.
¿Quieres una?
Sí. A salud de ustedes, aventureros. Mmm. Mmm.
As the aroma of fire-roasted food filled the air, the crew began to notice something strange. The birds, which had been chirping noisily before, suddenly went silent. The stillness was eerie, not just quiet, but heavy, as if the atmosphere itself had shifted. One crew member noticed large birds circling above, a common indicator of a nearby carcass or predator. Then, just beyond their line of sight, a huge figure moved through the trees.
¿Escuchaste?
No, por estar aquí comiendo.
Algo se arrimó acá, hasta este lado.
Pues con ese olor, ¿cómo no?
At first, they couldn't see anything clearly, but they could hear it. Heavy footsteps and the distinct snapping of branches. The noises came from near their cooking area and slowly circled part of the campsite. Growing uneasy, they began packing up quickly, scanning the tree line for any signs of wildlife, worried that a bear, or perhaps something even more dangerous, had been drawn in by the smell of their food.
Tráiganse una bolsita donde tirar la basura. No la dejen aquí tirada.
Especialmente en estos lugares tan fregonzote. ¿Verdad?
Ya.
Bueno, yo creo que hay que seguir camino, ¿no?
Vámonos.
Que algo se arrimó, no sabemos si fuera un oso o algo, pero un animal muy grande se arrimó para allá, para aquel lado. El aroma de la comida.
Trae mucho animalito.
Sí.
Vámonos.
As the group moved to a safer spot, one team member spotted something disturbing. Large footprints embedded in the damp soil nearby. The size and depth of the impressions ruled out animals like deer or boar. These tracks were clearly made by something walking on two legs, and they were much larger than any human footprint. A short distance away, they found another strange sign. A crude arch made of sticks pressed into the earth. It looked deliberately constructed, and it hadn't been there when they first arrived.
Solamente escuché.
Algo corrió, quién sabe qué sería. Bueno, vamos.
¿Será un venado o algo?
¿Quién sabe? Vamos.
Aquí está una huella de algo.
¿Ah?
Aquí está una huella de algo, desde aquí hasta acá.
Y aquí hay más arcos también, mira. Seca. Mira.
Oh, sí, ese está puesto ahí. ¿No?
Sí, nomás lo atoraron ahí. Mira. Es un patón ese. Está nomás atorado ahí con el otro.
Sí, mira.
Still trying to make sense of what they had encountered, the team speculated whether it could have been Peyton, a local nickname for a Bigfoot-like creature rumored to inhabit the remote woods. The clues matched: an eerie and sudden forest silence, circling movements, and the abrupt vanishing of bird calls. As they made their way out of the area, the natural sounds briefly returned, yet something large still trailed them at a distance. Though never fully visible, its presence was undeniable.
Mira, ahí parece como una caidita de agua.
Algo así.
Ahí andan los pájaros.
Ya no se escucharon los cuervos. Quiere decir que sí era un patrón el que se arrimó, porque ya ves que en ese ratito que estábamos cocinando se escucharon. Bueno.
Se escuchaban los pájaros en los árboles.
The group quickly captured footage of the unusual tracks and structures as they retreated, choosing not to linger or dig deeper. Their original aim was simple: gather food and film a relaxing outdoor segment. But instead, they may have come face to face with a local legend. Whether it was truly a cryptid or merely a bear behaving oddly, that conclusion is ultimately left up to the viewer. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.